So many people have asked me this question, that how does this motorcycle do when you compare it directly with the Dominar 250? What's up YouTube, welcome to the review of the Mahindra Mojo 300 BS6 version. So yet another motorcycle to prove that what's written on paper is way different what you see on the road. So this is the third day with the motorcycle and I have to give this motorcycle back. So got a chance to ride it inside city on the highway as well. So this is my detailed review about the motorcycle, the BS6 Mojo 300. So if you have seen my BS4 version review, probably you won't be finding any aesthetic difference in this motorcycle apart from the paint scheme. So from the outside you won't see much of a difference. Obviously two differences that you see with the BS6 version is the BS6 logo here obviously, and the lambda sensor has gone inside, so you won't find that in the BS6 here, and there is a black touch over here for the exhaust guard. That's all. Apart from that, the motorcycle looks all same from the BS4 version, but it's altogether a different motorcycle because the ECU has changed. The way this motorcycle has been fueled has been changed, so the feedback from the engine has been also changed. So let's get into the each and every detail of this motorcycle. So this motorcycle comes in 4 colors. So I got the red and black version, which looks stunning. In every angle this looks good. Okay, with the previous Mojo also I like the looks of the Mojo, in fact, be the headlight and all, but it's a love or hate design. I've heard from people that few of them don't like this design at all, but altogether I have to say that this red touch on the motorcycle, this red and black color scheme, has given a good look to the motorcycle. So as I mentioned, the ECU has been changed, so the fueling is also changed. So compared to the previous version, the BS4 version, I feel the engine has gone a bit torquey. That's why I told what's written on papers is way different when I am riding this on the road. So the engine feels a bit torquey in the low end, and it picks up really well when you're riding it inside the city, and when you're pushing it a bit hard, then you get that punch over that 5000-6000 RPM. And this particular color variant comes with Pirelli Angel CT tires, which is giving a good confidence and good feedback while riding inside city or in the corners. So the black color variant comes with MRF tires. These tires are more grippy than MRF tires, so that's why there is a price difference between the black color and the rest of the variants. So when we get onto the motorcycle, it's not too tall. I don't have completely planned foot, but not too tall, and it doesn't feel so heavy. That's my second point in the paper versus real world comparison, because in paper it's almost 180 plus kg, but it doesn't feel so when I take out the stand. Even when it is rolling, the weight is not that a big factor on the motorcycle. Riding posture is like amazing. Always the Mojo seat is wide. You have a lot of butt room, and when we sit on the motorcycle, the foot peg feels a bit forward side. That gives you a feel that you are sitting on a chair. And the handlebar is nice and wide. Completely the handlebar, the seat and the foot peg gives you a feel that you're rightly sitting on a chair with your spine straight. So that gives a lot of confidence while you're riding inside city. And when it comes to highway cruising, you should consider putting an aftermarket windscreen, because you'll face a lot of wind blast issue. So when we look onto the handlebar, everything basic over here. Here we have the engine kill switch, ignition, pass switch, high beam and low beam, indicator and horn. That's all. And when we look onto the dial, that's what I feel Mahindra should work on a bit, because I think it's been more than 2 years or 3 years Mojo has been launched, and Mahindra hasn't gotten much updates to the dial. So looking onto the dial, when we turn on the key, yes, the same cluster we used to see with the previous version, the BS3 as well as the BS4. So this packs in all the basic stuff. So we have the odometer here, 2 trip meters, 1 top speed recorder, and that's all with this button. And you have the speedometer here, the fuel gauge here, and the time here, and this is the big tachometer. That's all. So pretty much basic. It doesn't come with a side stand sensor or a side stand indicator, as well as there is no gear position indicator. That's what I told. It will be great if Mahindra could work on this dial to bring in some more calculation and the gear position indicator and the sensor. This is what I was telling. The seat, it's wide. This is the rider seat. It's wide as well as it's lengthy, so even if you are a little onto a chubbier side, no issue, you will be able to ride on this motorcycle for long distance, be it a tiring city ride or a long distance ride on a highway. You'll be able to comfortably sit on the motorcycle. It gives a lot of confidence, you know. And when it comes to the pillion seat, the pillion seat is also equally comfortable, and the foot pegs are like rightly said. That's what I'll say. And there is a nice touch over here. There is a black metal piece here which doesn't scratch the exhaust. I like that a lot, because as a rider I love the design of the exhaust. I don't want to see scratches on the exhaust. And when it comes to the exhaust note, truly I have to say that I'm a big fan of the dual exhaust which used to come for the BS3 version. Undoubtedly, I have to say that it's the best sounding single cylinder motorcycle that I've seen in India. This one is also nice. The entire engine as well as the exhaust sound has been changed a bit after when coming to BS6. Even after removing the DB killer, it's loud. When you want to make it loud, you can rev it a bit and get that feel. But coming onto the highway, it's very nice. It's not at all annoying. So you have an option not to go for an aftermarket exhaust even if you want to make your motorcycle louder. That's what I want to say. Enough of talking, let's go for the ride. It's not too loud. Don't worry, it's not too loud at all. So coming to the BS6 version of the Mojo, what I feel is that this motorcycle has a great low end torque, which is rightly required. I don't say that you have enormous torque and all, which is rightly required for a 300cc. That's what I say. It doesn't throws you like a Duke 390 and all, and it has a good mid-end feel. And when it comes to the top end, especially in the 6th gear and all, it's almost like a cruising gear. The motorcycle is relaxed and it goes in its own pace. So I think you might have noticed the low end torque has been improved a little bit, and I have to say that it is in par with many other motorcycles in the segment, even though on papers it looks a bit low. It feels like it is a bit more torquey than the Dominar 250 which I rode a month back. The engine is like really stress free, no stress on engine even when you are revving it hard. Now let's pull it hard. Yeah, that's what I was saying. And the low end at the mid-range is like really nice. It is giving that push, and when it comes to the top end, it is more tuned for a refined ride. So I was able to take this motorcycle to a speed of 130 km/h. Anyone can take this motorcycle to a speed of 120 easy, 120, 125, no issues. But the motorcycle feels a bit saturated by the 130 speed and all. And when it comes to suspension, that's what I like really on this motorcycle. Because unexpectedly I ran into a big pothole yesterday and this motorcycle saved my balls. I didn't expect this motorcycle to hold on like that because I couldn't save it at all. I just went directly into the pothole. First thing, motorcycle took that pothole in a really nice way. It didn't give a lot of pressure onto the handlebar. Secondly, it was very stable. From the suspension side, I have to say that this is more set to a softer side for a very plushy ride. And when it comes to the braking, I'll say that the rear brake will give you a nice feel to slow down your motorcycle. Not exactly that you can bang on it and you can stop the motorcycle. So it gives you a feel that you can slow down the motorcycle, and the front brakes are good. That's what I'll say. Compared to the competitors like the Duke 390 or the CB300, I'll say that it's a kind of an okayish braking feedback from the front end. I hope an ABZ brake pad or something will definitely improve the kind of braking this has on the motorcycle now. Surprisingly, the clutch on the motorcycle is a bit tight when compared to the previous version, and the gearbox is also almost similar. Like no complaints with it, no false neutrals or nothing. It's precise but a bit hard. But the major thing which I liked about the motorcycle is the handling on this. I already said that this is almost 180 plus kg, and you never feel that kind of a weight even if you are pushing it from the parking lot. I didn't feel anything unexpected with the weight on this motorcycle, because it almost feels like any other 250cc motorcycle. Definitely it's not as light as a Duke 250, but not as heavy as a Dominar 250. And when it comes to the highway and all, you can easily cruise at a speed from 80 to 120 km/h without any efforts. The engine is not stressed, that's the main point. When it comes to the 6th gear, it gives you the right amount of refinement. It doesn't vibrate at all. You can find the vibrations only when you ring it hard, and when you're almost redlining, it's like almost 9k RPM. Then only you will find that kind of a bit of a vibration on this foot peg and the seat. Otherwise, no vibration or nothing. At this point of time, I can 100% say that I can do a Chai Cup challenge on this motorcycle. And since the motorcycle has gone a bit torquey, that torquey feel is there, it can even cruise at a lower speed in a taller gear. So riding in the city is not a big deal because you don't have to shift a lot. You just have to be in the 3rd gear and it just takes you everywhere. It's a beautiful looking motorcycle. Even if you're not liking the headlight of this motorcycle, I believe that you have a lot of options to go for an aftermarket headlight. So when it comes to the ownership aspects of this motorcycle comes for around 2.53 lakh to 2.68 lakh depending on the color variant that you're choosing. As I already told, it's not just because of the color variant. The higher version also has the different tires, which is Pirelli, so it gives a lot of grip compared to MRF. And another thing is, like, this motorcycle goes for service once in 6,000 kilometer, and the free service will cost you somewhere from 1,500 to 2,000 rupees, and the paid service will cost somewhat from 2,000 to 2,500. So it is a bit less than what you see with the KTM motorcycles. Looking onto the mileage, you will be getting something like 30 to 35 on a highway and around 30ish inside the city. The best part is this motorcycle comes with a 21-liter tank. That means you have enormous tank range. Even if you are considering this for touring, it's a great tourer. And I'll do a separate touring review for this motorcycle considering all the aspects of touring. But I have to say that this motorcycle makes to be one of the best tourer in single cylinder in naked section. So when it comes to the heating and all, I don't feel too much of heating from this engine side. I was riding in tight city traffic also. There wasn't too much of heating from the motorcycle. Only one thing which I observed is that even when you turn off the motorcycle, the radiator fan is running for some time to cool this motorcycle. So that's just an observation. So many people have asked me this question, that how does this motorcycle do when you compare it directly with the Dominar 250? So Dominar 250 is a new guy in the segment, and I have to say that compared to the Dominar 250, this feels more refined. But the Dominar 250, the price factor is like excellent. So if you love the Dominar, I'll say that go for the Dominar, buy the Dominar. That's an amazing and a brilliant motorcycle. If you are loving Mojo, come to Mojo, that's what I'll say. So the huge difference is the comfort that you get on a highway, especially for the pillion, okay? Even for the rider, I'll say that Dominar gives a good comfort, but Mojo gives more comfort. But when it comes to the pillion, Mojo has a huge advantage. So think in that way if you are confused between the Dominar 250 as well as the Mojo. So let's see who has to look on this kind of a motorcycle. So in my opinion, so if you want a good motorcycle with a good road presence inside the city and comfortable, and a motorcycle which is easy and agile to ride, then this motorcycle is good for you. And if you are a tourer, definitely I have to say that you should test ride this motorcycle. At least I'll say that take it on a highway and give it a try. That's what I'll say. Most probably you'll like it. And if you're looking for a moderate off-roader, then also this motorcycle is good. I can show you one thing. If you're standing on the motorcycle like this, the tank is giving great confidence to me. I'll say that this is not as good as a Himalayan. In my words, I'll say that this can do off-roading to some extent, and it is more comfortable. It has decent torque and it is agile. So in that sense, I'll say that this is good for off-roading. This is good in every terms. Like you can use in city, use on highway as a tourer, good for moderate off-roading. If you're looking for an all-rounder motorcycle, this is a good choice for you. And don't get me wrong, this is not a paid review and all. Some people have already asked me this question that is Mojo paying me and all. Not at all. I don't do paid reviews. If they wish to pay me, I don't mind. But the thing is, like, I'll talk what I feel. That's all. So this is my honest opinion about the motorcycle. Nobody is stopping me here and telling what I feel. So I hope this video is helpful for you. And if you have any doubts on the motorcycle, do let me know in the comment section. And as always, show some love in the form of likes and comments. See you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.